pilots this year alone. So some airlines are now cutting back on flights. Others have proposed reducing the required amount of flight hours before joining a U.S. carrier and also cutting back on other training programs to lower the barrier to entry. The challenge, of course, could be beyond just the shortage. It could also add to the costs when you're planning on flying. So airline executives are warning this could take years to resolve, and as a result, you may end up paying the price. Joining us with more on this is former commercial pilot and aerospace journalist Kathleen Bangs. Kathleen, good to have you on the program tonight. I don't love that some of the proposed changes would be reduced amount of flight hours and also cutting back on training programs. I kind of want my pilot to have those things before they get behind the wheel of a plane.
Exactly. I'm so glad that you brought that up. What started all that was the Colgan Airways crash in 2009, which people may not remember. It's been that long since there's been a fatal crash of a U.S. carrier. And in response to that, what the FAA did is they raised the minimum requirement to about 1,500 hours. There's a little bit of alteration you can do with that if you come from a certain kind of flight school or from the military, but for most people, it's 1,500 hours. And that was quite an increase from before. And so what we're seeing here is we have a lot of people saying there's an airline pilot shortage. We have airlines saying it. But then we have other airlines saying we don't. And in fact, we have the country's biggest union, the Airline Pilots Association, saying that we don't and that they're concerned airlines might use this as a way to sort of sound an alarm and get in lower time pilots and start dropping those requirements back to what they used to be.
How about within the industry? I mean, what are you hearing from pilots? Do they feel spread thin? Are they working longer hours? If there is, in fact, a shortage, how is that impacting current flights and demand?
Well, what the pilots I talked to would like to see is they'd like to see the airlines get realistic with their schedules, because it's not just a pilot issue. It's a flight attendant issue. It's a gate agent issue. It's a fueler issue, ground support people, reservation agents. They're shorthanded everywhere. And so what happens is they've been trying to overboost capacity, to try to keep up with the demand that we've had now since travel's really come surging back, previous to what it was during the pandemic. And so what the pilots are is they're really stretched thin. And that's why we're seeing so many of them calling in now for fatigue. We're seeing fatigue calls going up hundreds of % in some airlines. And what that means is that they're just running them in some situations way up to the limit of what they can actually fly month after month after month. And so what they're saying to management is get it together.
Well, and as a passenger, what are the checks and balances to make sure that your pilot isn't overworked, has enough sleep, can fly that plane safely?
Well, in the old days, there wasn't a lot, because if you didn't take a flight or you got called in and you didn't take it, there's a good chance you weren't going to fly for that carrier anymore. Now, those days have changed for the most part, especially with your big carriers. These pilots have the ability to say, I'm fatigued and I'm basically calling in sick is what can happen. But whether there's a shortage or not, for the last 50 years, it seems like for time immemorial, they've said there's a pilot shortage. And then somehow the market corrects itself. Either you have 9/11, you have a stock market meltdown in 2008, you have a COVID pandemic, you have something. Are we short pilots for some carriers? Yes, we know that. Even Alaska Airlines has said, look, the problem is we're losing pilots to other carriers. We're losing them to Delta and United and American. And where there's really an issue is in training. There's such a backlog with training because a lot of pilots got out of position basically during the pandemic. And we also saw a lot of retirements. Some carriers had 10 or 15% of their workforce in terms of pilots take early retirement. And so that triggers a lot of training. Very few simulators to go around. That's part of the issue.
Yeah, and we don't see a lot of people going into the industry, so we need more incentive to train and entice the younger generation to fly. Kathleen, appreciate you coming on tonight. Thank you.
Sure. Thank you.
Thanks for watching. Click the red subscribe button below so you can get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.